CRM is it allows you to connect your Contactwise database to all of your other applications within your organization. What that is, whether it be accounting, HR, e-commerce software, it allows you to take data from your Contactwise database and put that into the other applications and vice versa. So you have a seamless integration between all of your applications. What Enterprise CRM also includes is a mobile CRM, which on any BlackBerry, version 6.0 or higher, you can have a light version of Contactwise, and the same thing goes for that. Any information you put in your mobile CRM also goes into your live database at your office and any data you have connected to your other applications. I'll pass the phone back here to Keone.
All right. So what we're going to do, as you can see, hopefully you're able to see the picture on here. This is kind of an explanation of the Enterprise CRM and how it, of course, connects to any of your programs that you're going to be utilizing within your organization. And, of course, a little bit about the mobile CRM as well, how it can link up. What I'm going to be talking about right now is the first step in the process Enterprise CRM, which is the Contactwise CRM. These are going to be individual desktop licenses, but I'll go into a little bit more explanation a little bit later as far as what other licenses you are able to access as well. So let me go ahead and jump in here and see if I can share this. Okay, it's telling me it's being shared, so hopefully everyone will be able to see this. This is the Contactwise database right here. It's going to have a few different areas, and I'll kind of go into a little bit of a overview first, and then I'll jump into a little bit deeper into the Contactwise. Should you have any kind of questions, of course, just go ahead and type the questions to us, and we'll answer them at the end here. First off, Contactwise is meant to be on a shared database. So basically, after installing Contactwise on your shared database, any updates or information that's put into Contactwise can be shared with everyone. Now, in addition to that, there is a full-featured security module that is with Contactwise, and it will give you full control over what rights and privileges each individual can have. So if you are wanting to go in and basically have a certain department be able to read information and a different department be able to actually edit that information or write into that information, you can set that up however you would like to, and it's actually per individual, so you can make it as specific as you would like to. Now, there are two different types of contact records within the Contactwise. There's the organizations and there's people. The organization have a little bit of a little building icon here, and the individuals have an individual icon. That individual icon can also be customized to be either male or female, dependent on your preference, of course. And there are three main areas to the first page. First is going to be the main grid, which has the name of the contact. They have an extended view here over on the right-hand side, which is a summary of the contact information. So if I click on someone, you can have specific information just pop up kind of as a really quick glance. You can make that information anything you would like to as well. It is customizable. You can put like the last correspondence and so on and so forth, but it's basically just going to be a quick view of who that individual is and what you've been doing. And then, of course, the left-hand side, we have the filters. Now, with the filters, one thing that I want to explain before we move on is there's going to be a lot of different fields and tabs within Contactwise that you're going to be seeing that may not apply to you. What I want to explain is, of course, this is only for a demo purpose. When you receive the Contactwise CRM, any of these fields and tabs are adjustable and can be basically customized to fit your needs. So the filters on the left-hand side, I kind of want to talk a little bit about these filter templates. Filter templates, you can kind of create a filter for a specific area. For example, if I go into here, go into sales processes, it'll pull anything that I've entered in as a sales process. Any information that you want to be able to pull, you can create in a filter template. You can have as many filter templates as you would like to as well, just by choosing down the list, of course, and pull that information for you and throw it here into this the middle section, into the main grid. Now, what I want to do is I want to basically kind of pull or filter on a group. I want to talk a little bit about groups. Groups, you can have as many groups as you would like to as well. We've created some groups. In fact, I created one called Annual Golf Tournament. If I click on the Annual Golf Tournament, hit search, or of course I can hit enter, it'll pull everyone that is involved in the Annual Golf Tournament. Now, with that information, I can highlight everyone. In fact, you can really do this anywhere during Contactwise. It doesn't technically have to even be off of a group. But there's a couple of different marketing tools at your disposal. One is going to be a mass email tool, and the other is going to be a document merging tool. The mass email tool and document merging tool are very easy to use. They're very robust. In fact, I'll show you a little bit about it, just to show you, of course, the ease of use. The mass emailers, you can see I've selected 31 contacts, and it's going to automatically open up the mass emailer. Now, since I am actually, of course, over at Jeremy's desk right now, it's going to automatically default to Jeremy. The reply address to Jeremy, I can change that should I want to have a reply address defaulted to, say, a main email or whatever it might be for the organization. It's completely up to you. You can CC anyone you'd like to. You can have as many attachments or whatever you'd like to included as well. But the actual mass email, if I start typing in hi, we'll kind of make this a little bit more personable and just put like the first name. I'll double click on that. I guess I better capitalize that. How is the weather in? And then, of course, let's do city. Why not? As you can see, on the left-hand side, you're going to have a ton of different information that you'd be able to enter in. In fact, any information from Contactwise that has a field or a connection, you'd be able to throw in on the left-hand side and throw into your mass emailer. Nice thing about that is every single email that these individuals will receive will look completely personalized to them. So if you, for example, throw in account information or a birthday or really any information that you would like to on the left-hand side, you can click on that, throw it into the mass email, and it's going to go into their account through Contactwise, pull that information, and throw that into the mass email. So it's going to be individualized and personalized to that individual. As far as them being able to see some kind of trail, absolutely not. It's going to look like you just sent them and them alone an email. What I would recommend is clicking on creating a history note for the merged emails. All that is going to do is going to send this email. It's going to basically attach that email into each one of their individual history. It's going to have a time and date stamp, who sent it out, what the email is about. In fact, it's going to show the actual email as well. And then from that point, highly recommend on clicking on test email. And as you can see, it'll say the mass emailer test function will perform the email merge for the first 3 contacts and force the emails to be sent to an address you specify. What that is going to do is basically take the first 3 names, for example, like ABC Schools, Alex Elder, Alan Richards. It's going to take those contacts within those 3, and it's going to send you an email to your reply address here. In this case, it's for Jeremy. Open up the email, read through it, make sure that everything looks great with those 3 emails. If there's something that needs to be adjusted, go ahead and adjust it, and then come back, hit test email again, and look at it again. If everything looks perfect, go ahead and send those over to the masses, and of course they'll be able to get their own personalized email. That's going to be the mass email. Very easy to use, but very, very in-depth as well. You can add any information that you would like to, which you're going to be recording through Contactwise. Document merge, basically the exact same thing. I'm not going to jump into it because it is very similar to the mass email. The only difference is, of course, is going to be coordinating with your word processing application. You can throw that over into a memo or a snail mail or whatever it might be, of course, and then send that off to the contact. So from that point, I'm going to kind of jump into a little bit of the actual contacts. In fact, it depends whether you're going to be dealing mainly with individuals or organizations. It doesn't really matter. This is going to track both. I'm going to open up an organization, maybe Foster Electric here, and I'm going to go basically kind of just explain what is included with the contact management solution. First off, of course, the name, very self-explanatory. You can have the organization's name is Foster Electric. If the only thing you really need to know is if there is a name under the selected organization here, then it is technically considered as the parent organization. If there is not a name under the selected organization, then the organization that is selected above, of course, is going to be the parent organization. And the active button, a lot of times, of course, you might be working with a client or an organization that has, maybe the individual has passed on, or maybe the organization that you are working with, you're not going to ever be working with again. Whatever the case may be, clicking this off is basically going to put them into a hold place. You're not going to be actively working with them, so you might as well click that off. If you are actively working with them, I'd keep that clicked. Phone and address tab, again, very self-explanatory. You can add as many phones as you would like to, as many addresses as you would like to, depending on how many locations, for example, the organization might have. You might have multiple organizations, and of course, email addresses, and so on and so forth. So if we're adding an additional address description, we can say, we'll put office. There's a list that will come down automatically, but it doesn't really matter. You can type in anything that you would like to, and it's going to appear here as well. So, but in this case, we'll just choose office. Save that. You can type in anything that you would want to, and in fact, we'll do. Okay, perfect. And email address, exact same way as well. You can have as many email addresses as you would like to. Normally it's going to be, in this case, because it is an organization, it's going to be the main email. So we'll just put main email address. We'll put, I'll just kind of make something up here, and I'll put. So unless someone here at this organization has FOS Electric, then we'll be safe. So again, as many emails as you would like to. You can take out whatever ones that may have been old, so on and so forth. Property tab. This tab is for any information you want to track on your customer. You're able to completely adjust this as well. You can have as many tabs. For example, right now we just have the general tab. You can have as many tabs across the bottom and as many fields as you would like to. You can have date fields, you can have linked fields, you can have any kind of field that you would like to, and it's going to keep track of your customer. Now, from this place as well, and really within any place of Contactwise as well, you're going to have some reporting options as well. We have a report builder that's going to be able to track any of the information that you have entered into Contactwise in either fields or tabs as well. I'll kind of jump into that here in a little bit. But history tab, any correspondence that you have with the customer is going to be tracked here. Again, that's emails, phone calls, any kind of additional notes, any PDF documentation. Anything that you do or say basically to the contact is going to be recorded here. It's going to have a time and date stamp. It's going to have the contact or opportunity that you spoke to, the subject. So, for example, if it's an email subject or a phone call, whatever it might be. The event, now the event, of course, we consider an event to be like a history note or an email or the phone call, whatever it might be. And then, of course, who actually made that phone call, who sent the email, who added that PDF documentation to their contact record, whatever it might be, is going to be logged right here. So no matter what you do with the organization or with the individual or any individual, as you can see within that organization, it's going to be logged here. The Events tab. Now from here, of course, there's going to be a number of different things that you can access. For example, from here you can even access the calendar system. In fact, this little button, you can schedule a task from here, schedule a callback, schedule an appointment, assign a task, a callback, or an appointment from your email system, and whether that be GroupWise or Outlook or whatever it might be. Add any type of note and reminder. Open up your calendar from this. In fact, if you open up the calendar, you can set it up to have it on a day view, a week view, a month view. It's completely up to you. and that's going to be logged here with a time and date stamp and everything as well. The opportunities, now opportunities can be used for a couple of different reasons, and I'm going to touch a little bit more on opportunities. Opportunities can be used for sales purpose. In fact, it's an extremely powerful sales tool. In addition to that, it's actually an organizational tool. So even if you're not really dealing purely with sales, this is going to be a very detailed organizational tool for you. What I mean by that is we could come in here and there's going to be templates. There's going to be an opportunity type, an opportunity template for everything that you'd be doing. So depending on what kind of service that you provide or what kind of product that you provide, it's all going to be in here, and it's going to be completely detailed and distinguished from the other products or services that you provide. And what I mean by that is if I go over here to Sales 1 and I create Widget 1 and I throw that over here and I want to create that template, I'll hit OK. It's going to create this Widget 1, as you can see, what day and who submitted it and so on and so forth. Down here on the tabs, you're going to have hardware, warranty, renewal, training, whatever is completely specific to that Widget 1 in this case. Of course, yours is not going to say Widget 1. It's going to say what products and services you provide. But all of this information is going to be completely detailed to just Widget 1. If I went back into it and I created something else, if I said, you know what, this is going to be, I don't know, long-term disability, we'll throw that in there. As you can see, we just have one tab on the bottom here, and it's just going to have the information that would just apply to disability. Every single product and service that you would provide is going to be completely customized for that product or service. So that any of the information that you enter in for that product or service is going to apply directly to that and only to that. So since we're dealing with Widget 1, this history box right here is going to have any of the history, any correspondence that just deals with the Widget 1. Of course, if I went over here, this would just deal with the disability. We're going to deal with Widget 1, and I'm going to show you a little bit of interaction between your email system right now. This bar on the right-hand side would be your best friend, really, when it comes to the Opportunities tab. From here, you can assign a task. You can assign an appointment, schedule a task, schedule an appointment, place any type of phone call, receive any type of phone call, add any type of history note, PDF documentation, so on and so forth, and also send an email. So in this case, say, for example, we wanted to call someone from Foster Electric. So we click on the place a phone call. As you can see, it's going to open up everyone that's going to be associated to Foster Electric. In this case, say we wanted to contact Jared. I'll go ahead and call Jared on the office phone number. Hit OK. It's going to open up the box, and it's going to have a phone call subject, and it's basically going to say, since I'm at Jeremy's desk right now, Jeremy called Jared Landon in regards to this opportunity. For this opportunity, Widget 1, type Sales 1 at office number this on this date and this time automatically. I also have an activated timer down here so that when I'm talking to him, I can see, of course, how long I've spoken with Jared. You can have that either defaulted. You can also turn it on, reset it, pause it, or you could have it defaulted so, of course, that it would automatically time your calls anyway. This drop down you can have, or you can also type in something freehand as well. We have decided to create both. It is up to you what you would like to do on that one. So I'll just say, spoke to Jared. You can type in any kind of notes that you would like to here. Call result success. What that's going to do is it's going to record directly into the history for that one opportunity. Now again, if I go over to disability, it's not going to be there because it's not really in regards to that product or service. It is in regards to Widget 1, so there it is. Now if I go into the main history, just to kind of show you, everything that you do is going to be recorded here. As you can see, my phone call to Jared, right there. There is the summary underneath. If I double click on it, it'll open up, of course, a little box showing exactly what I had done, or you could, of course, just look at the quick view underneath. Now I'm going to jump into a little bit of assigning a task or assigning an appointment, basically. Same thing. From here, for example, if you're going to schedule a task, you can schedule it for whatever day you would like to. You know, if we set up for the 28th, and you know, the subject could be, I don't know, follow up with Foster Electric. Sure, why not? Talk to Jared, or whatever it might be. We go ahead and post that. What that is going to do is it is going to automatically go over and post it over to my email. So if I go over here to my email, in fact, I'll open that up and I'll go over into my calendar. And I think, was it the 28th? Yep, there it is. Okay, perfect. So there it is, follow up with Foster Electric. Now what will happen, and depending on, of course.
Never mind. We lost your screen for a second there, but it's back.
Oh my goodness. You know what? In fact, let me see if I can.
I think when you went over to your calendar,
there we go.
That shows.
Thank you. I think it dropped off there for a little bit, but we've got it back. So there, of course, it is, follow up with Foster Electric. That is going to have a direct link over to Contactwise. So if you click on, you know, follow up with Foster Electric, it's going to open up your Contactwise. It's going to go into your opportunities page, and it's going to open up the opportunity that you're working with on that assignment. So it does have a pure connection over that way. As far as the email is concerned as well, it has that full connection, that full communication. If we, for example, go over to, well, really any of these, I will, in fact, you know what, I'm going to show you how to add an email. There we go. There's one that doesn't have an email, so Greg Duke. Clicking on Add Email, well, you could just put, you could put anything you'd like to in the email description. Office email gduke at GroupLink. I'll put that. Now, if there is a gduke, of course, over here, they're going to be receiving an email, so hopefully gduke wouldn't mind. So I'm going to go ahead and add that over. Hit OK. It's going to open this up. Now, the email dialog, you can use one of the other, of course. I think it's going to be you know, mainly probably almost default for everyone to use the email system that you're going to be utilizing instead of jumping into a Contactwise. There are advantages of utilizing the Contactwise one. It will save directly over into the history automatically. If not, of course, it'll open up the, for example, in this case, since we're utilizing GroupWise, open up the GroupWise. You can type in a subject, whatever it might be. I'll just type in whatever, hit send. It'll ask me if I want to add the signature. I'll add Jeremy's signature to this, of course. Hit add, and it'll send it off. Now, if I go over into my GroupWise, make sure that this is shared, yes, and I go into my sent items, as you can see, you'll be able to see that sent directly out, gduke and GroupLink.net. That was sent out, of course, through GroupWise. Now, if you are replying or if you're sending anything out, you have some what's called collaboration options, no matter what it is. So the collaboration options, so even if I sent it out, of course, through there or through here or replied or whatever it might be, let me show you what the collaboration options will do. From here it says, how should email messages being sent be added into Contactwise? We have it clicked on never add them into Contactwise. So you can actually go in and manually add those in should you want to. Or you can say, prompt me each time before sending an email. If we do that, then any time that you send an email, a box will come up and say, would you like to save this into Contactwise under the contacts information? And you can click yes or no. Or you can have it automatically do it for you. Always add them into Contactwise. So any time that you send an email at all, you're going to have that automatically search into Contactwise, find that contact information, email address, and save that into the contacts information. Makes it very easy. Depends on how you want to set that up. You can set that up however you'd like to. How should any selected email messages be added into Contactwise automatically? Add selected email messages to Contactwise or manually choose. So if there's a number of different emails that you're going to be saving into Contactwise, you can say, okay, well, I want this one, this one, this one, or you can just have them automatically saved into Contactwise. So very, very nice and very easy of course, method of saving your emails into Contactwise, because you can have them automatically do it if you'd like to. It's completely up to you. So I'm going to jump back here into Contactwise, and I'll kind of wrap up here a little bit. But in fact, let's see. I'll go into Foster Electric, since we were kind of on Foster Electric. So that's the opportunities area. Again, powerful sales tool, powerful organizational tool. Depends on how you want to utilize that. Members tab, any of the members that are going to be part of Foster Electric are going to be here. If there is a name under company name, that is going to be an affiliate of Foster Electric. So adding names over into Contactwise is going to be very, very easy. Since I've added this, it's going to pull up all of the names that I have right now in Contactwise, all the individuals. If I wanted to add a new name, say for example, you know what, so we have a Michael Goodwin. Now, say for example, I get Mike Goodwin, but they are the exact same people. If I went in and I created a new person, and I skipped past any of that, maybe I didn't even want to search Contactwise. Maybe I just was like, I'm lazy, I just want to jump in there, create this contact, and call it good. When I enter in Mike Goodwin, since there is no Mike Goodwin, but there's a Michael, and they're the same person, if I enter in his name, I enter in his phone number, I enter in his email, whatever it might be, and I hit save, Contactwise is automatically going to stop you, because it's going to go through the system. It's going to find that contact information. So, for example, like the email or the phone number, it's going to stop you, and it's going to say, you know what, we already have this one in there. Are you sure you want to create a duplicate record? Of course, with Contactwise, it's kind of defeating the purpose. So we don't want to create the duplicate record. We could see that there is a Michael and a Mike. And so we say, oh, you know what, let's just use Michael. So we just click on Michael, and Michael is added in. So without any kind of duplicate record. Now, even if you have some people that are like, you know what, yeah, I know that I'm going to be creating a duplicate record, but I just want to do it just to make some people mad, whatever the situation is, what will happen is you can still go in and say, you know what, Christian and Christopher are the same people. Of course, obvious or not. But you can right-click and merge those selected contacts. So it doesn't even matter. Even if it was created in there, it's very, very easy to merge those. You can choose from the list, say, you know what, I want this from this, I want this address from this guy, I want this, and then I want all of the history from both of them, however you want to set that up. So even if it does happen, still a very, very easy way to fix that. But hopefully, because of the way that we have set this up, it will not happen. So that's the members. The groups tab, again, you can have as many groups as you would like to within the organization, within each individual. Very easy to add them to a group. This will pull up all groups that you have created. All you have to do is just click on it, hit save, they're in there. If you want them out there, you click on that, it disappears, you hit save, and they're out of there. Now, the only other thing that I really wanted to talk about today, there is so much involved with Contactwise, and you can get as in-depth as you would like to. The nice thing about Contactwise is it's extremely easy to use, easy to set up, and you can set it up so that you only utilize what you want to utilize. Everything else you can make invisible, you can make it disappear. But because it's so in-depth, you know, we, of course, do not have time to go over all of the aspects and what you can and cannot do. But I do want to touch bases on a couple of things. For example, there's the report builder. Now, the report builder, say, for example, I highlight, well, I guess all of the contacts. It doesn't matter who it is. But if we go into this and we generate a report for these individuals, there's going to be some defaulted reports within Contactwise. And those could be activity, address, contact, history, mailing labels, phone, pipeline, for example. These are going to be some of the default reports in there. And the reason why I say default reports is you can create any report that you want to within Contactwise. When you create that, you can pull from any tab or field and throw it into a report that you want. So if you're looking to say, okay, well, I want to see a report and I want to pull it every the first of the month to see everyone that has dialed out, who they talk to, what the status is on that, whatever it might be, you can pull those reports. You can create that. You can pull it every day if you wanted to. It's up to you. So any report, any information that you enter into Contactwise can be pulled into a report, and you can create that yourself. Of course, we're over here eager to help you guys out since we want to be here to be there every single step of the way. We want to be there to basically hold your hand through the whole process. We do not want to say, here's Contactwise and then run for it. We are going to be there every single step of the way. So you're going to feel comfortable about it. It's going to be a successful launch. You have nothing to worry about when it comes to that. So we're very, very good over here. Maybe I'm a little biased, but I think we're very, very good. So for example, if I pull a forecast report, these are what some of the reports will look like. I'll just kind of blow this one up for you. What we had done is we had basically organized it per status. So lead, cover the basis, stock pending, not updated, so on and so forth. If I go to the last page, it'll show you totals. It'll show you, this is basically just a sales pipeline report. And again, any kind of report that you would like to through here. The last thing I wanted to talk about is going to be mobility. There are some mobility options with Contactwise. Contactwise will automatically come with what is called Go Remote. Go Remote is basically going to be something that you'll be able to utilize should you be going on a trip for a week and you're going to be visiting, say for example, 5 clients. You can go in here, download those pages that I had just shown you onto your laptop, go over on site. You don't actually have to have any kind of internet connection at that time because you can type in whatever information you want to. You're at the meeting, you want to type in some notes, go ahead and type in those notes. Then when you get back either to the hotel and VPN access in or go back to the office and link it directly up, you'll be able to transfer that information back over to the main database. That is called Go Remote, and it's included with Contactwise. You don't have to do anything with that. There's the Contactwise Web. Contactwise Web is basically accessing your Contactwise over an internet connection. So the only things, of course, you would not be able to do with Contactwise Web is basically just creating reports and that. So, but you can access Contactwise through the Contactwise Web, again, over an internet connection. There is, we briefly talked about a little bit. It's the mobile CRM. You'd be able to utilize, your handhelds, your Blackberries, and to be able to access Contactwise through that. Again, it's very sleek. It's very powerful. You can click on an address. It'll pop open, your MapQuest. It'll show you exactly like the directions and the roads that you need to take and so on and so forth. You click on a phone number. It'll dial that out for you. Pop open the box saying, okay, you dialed this and enter in the notes and so on. So very, very sleek and fast. So those are some of the mobile options as well. So we are fully mobile as well. Again, I would like to just thank all of you for coming out to the Contactwise demonstration portion of things with the enterprise and the mobile CRM aspects as well. Should you have any kind of questions, you can go ahead and type them over to me, or if you'd like to send me an email, you can also do that, and that is kwhite, KWHITE @contactwise.com. So I would be more than happy to answer any kind of questions for you, and I can even give you a one-on-one demonstration should you want to jump into a little bit more information with me. So thanks again, and Q. That's it for us. So I'll pass the ball back to you.
It did. There was one question there in the Q&A.
Yes, please.
It just says, so it's talking about connecting to the database. It says, can this CRM product connect to any other database other than the Contactwise database? And then as a follow-up, they just said it would be a great tool to mass email customers, but we don't want to retype their info into another database. You just touch on that a little bit.
Absolutely. In fact, one second.
Can you repeat the question for me?
Yeah, it just says, can this CRM product connect to any other database other than Contactwise? And then the follow-up would be, would be a great tool to email our customers, but we don't want to retype their info into another database.
Right. We can connect to SQL databases, Oracle, Postgres, pretty much any other database you would like. What kind of database do you have?
They didn't. Yeah, that's not in on the question. We could see if, but as stated, there is multiple databases, and then also one other thing is you can mass import as well contacts into Contactwise. I think that's one of the things that they were kind of the issue is they don't want to have to duplicate that information.